Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to vote for Po or Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda, and like and subscribe for better rumba beats next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Stanley Ipkiss. Just kidding, that dude's boring. We're building the Mask, which means that we're Loki doing Loki again. It's a little chaotic, but chaos is a ladder, and you can pull ladders out of your pocket. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need to be a cartoon character with cartoon physics in the real world. If you think a cartoon character doesn't fit in the universe of Dungeons & Dragons, yeah, that's kind of the point of the Mask. You did it. Next, we need to pull other people into our shenanigans. Doing a musical number by yourself doesn't have the same weight to it, you know? Finally, we need outfits. Ideally, outfits we can change into by turning into a little tornado for a second. For stats, we'll be using the standard pointer right from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just keep your multi-classing minimums in mind. Charisma will be number 1. You don't get Jim Carrey if the character isn't funny. What about the number 23, Tulok? That's the funniest movie I have ever seen. I have no idea what you're talking about. Dexterity next. Dancing and bullet dodging requires you to be a wascally wabbit, and wabbits are fast. Constitution after that, sometimes you don't dodge the bullets, you just have bullet holes in you and you don't care. Follow that up with strength. Jumping is tied to strength, so you need it for moon shoes. Wisdom is a bit low. Your powers come from Loki. That's a bad insight check. And we'll dump intelligence. You probably don't know who Loki is. That's bad religion, like you're infected or something. This is a reference to the band Bad Religion. You wrote the script in April and might forget that. You're welcome, future Phil. You're looking great, by the way. The mask might make you a cartoon, but you're still just a normal guy underneath it, so we'll go for a variant human and scoop up the lucky feet right away. That'll give you 3 luck die you can use to reroll an ability check, saving throw, or attack roll, or to give your enemies disadvantage to hit you. It's just a bunch of unreasonable shenanigans. Sorry if I say shenanigans too many times in this video. Shenanigans. Bump your Constitution and Charisma with your 2 free points. Take Performance for your skill of choice, I guess. All the skills you get are skills of your choice, since we're going with a custom background for Persuasion and Deception, and you're gonna get more skills of your choice really quickly when we start off as a Bard. Scoop up Acrobatics, Sleight of Hand, and Athletics. Bards get any skills you want. They're a fun class. The reason we're going Bard instead of Warlock or Trickster Cleric is because it works better. I know it's a pretty short answer, but there's some stuff we just wouldn't be able to get from those other 2 classes. Anytime you find yourself watching a Tulok video and you think, he should have done X instead, realize that the reason I didn't is because my way is better than yours. Always. Bards get spells and cantrips at level 1. Prestidigitation lets you do so many little flavor things. Conjure tiny objects, warm up coffee, cool down some cola, make a little smoke, make a little music, get down tonight, whatever you want to do. Friends gives you advantage on charisma checks with a creature for a minute. After that, they'll realize you used magic on them and be mad. But this should get them to do at least 1 verse of a musical number. Probably a verse and a chorus. For your first level spells, Charm Person charms a humanoid for an hour, no concentration required, so you can do this and focus on something else. Disguise Self also doesn't require concentration. It lets you change your appearance and even your outfit for an hour. You can only get a foot taller and can't get any extra limbs, but it's a really fun roleplay spell. Featherfall has more practical uses, letting you remove falling damage for up to 5 falling creatures as a reaction, letting you save yourself the hassle of becoming a roadkill. Thunderwave is nice if you want to stop trolling the enemy and actually deal some damage to them, forcing a Constitution saving throw on creatures in a 15-foot cube in front of you, dealing 2d8 thunder damage to those that fail and pushing them back 10 feet, half damage and no pushing if they succeed. Just pull out a big auga horn. You also get Bardic Inspiration, a pool of d6s you can use to help your allies with ability checks, saving throws, or attack rolls. You get an amount of these equal to your Charisma modifier per long rest. It should help you keep your non-masked dog and girlfriend alive. I want to clarify that's 2 different creatures. That didn't sound good. Second level bards get Song of Rest, letting you give your allies an extra d6 of healing on short rests while you do a little samba jig to help them fall asleep. You also get Jack of all trades, letting you add half your proficiency bonus to any skill check you're not proficient with. I'll be honest, the mask is a little unpredictable. You might want totally different skills. This will cover everything else. For this level spell, Speak with Animals lets you speak with animals for 10 minutes. Stanley can actually do this without the mask. Just make sure that you're specifying keys and not cheese. I mean, the cheese could also be helpful if you want cheese, but you'll probably want keys. Third level bards get Expertise, letting you double your proficiency bonus with 2 skills like Performance and Acrobatics. Performance is pretty obvious, but Acrobatics helps you break grapples, and you're a slippery little snake. You can also choose a Bardic College, and I completely put this on the schedule just so I could use the Creation Bard because it is wild. First, you get emotive potential, which lets you make your inspiration even more spicy by making the notes tangible. If your buddy uses the inspiration on an ability check, they can roll a die with advantage, and if they use it for an attack roll, they can force a Constitution saving throw on creatures, dealing thunder damage to them if they fail, and if they choose a saving throw, they get temporary HP equal to the inspiration die plus your charisma modifier, so your songs become a little more wild and wacky. The real thing I want here is performance of creation, making a non-magical item that can fit in a 5-foot cube and costs less than 20 times your bard level in gold, lasting a number of hours equal to your proficiency bonus. You can do this once per day for free. After that, you have to spend a 2nd level spell slot, but creating something new deletes the last thing. Don't think of that as a negative though, use it creatively. Give someone something valuable, they leave, and then poof, they don't have it anymore. It's funny. You also get 2nd level spells, and Thrall forces a wisdom saving throw on creatures. Failing that, they have disadvantage on perception checks to see creatures that aren't you. Jim Carrey tends to take up a whole lot of attention. Probably pretty hard to breathe in that room with no oxygen left in it. 4th level bards get an ability score improvement. You know we're going for charisma. You've got to be really hot. Smoking hot, actually. For this level spell, Shatter is an upgraded Thunderwave, forcing a Constitution saving throw on creatures in a 10-foot radius, dealing 3d8 thunder damage to those that fail. Inorganic materials have disadvantage on the saving throw, so it's really great for when you want to blast through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man. 5th level bards get a Font of Inspiration, letting you recover your inspiration die on short rests, which is useful when the masked persona likes to take the night shift. The die also bumps up to a d8 for more amazing tangible tunes. You also can grab 3rd level spells here like tongues so that you can speak all languages for an hour. Sometimes, you definitely start speaking in tongues, pretty common for a guy possessed by an extra dimensional force. 6th level creation bards get animating performance, turning a large or smaller object into a living construct that can do a bunch of stuff. The stat block is in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. It's harder for me to explain it than it would be for you to just read it, but here's the basic stuff. You command it with your bonus action, or the bonus action you use to dole out inspiration. It can make creatures run faster and slam into stuff. Pairs really nicely with creating any cartoon object you want, especially since those objects can be large now. You can make an anvil that dances. You can also pick up another spell. We'll grab Knock from the 2nd level, letting you blow up a lock with a big kaboom. That should help you steal all the money in the bank, even if it's not too subtle. But again, you're not very subtle. But really, you're not playing the mask because you want to be subtle. 7th level bards get 4th level spells. Charm Monster is like Charm Person, but without the humanoid restriction. The mask definitely strikes me as the type of bard who would flirt with a dragon, especially if it's borrowing its powers from Loki. That guy, he gets around. 8th level bards get another ability score improvement, letting you cap off your charisma modifier for maximum shenanigans. Sorry, I forgot to keep saying shenanigans for a second. For this level spell, Polymorph lets you turn a creature into a beast of challenge rating equal to or lower than your current one. For you, that's a beast of challenge rating 8 or lower, which includes a T-Rex. Jim Carrey as a dinosaur is the only thing I ever wanted as a child. Please grant me that wish. If the creature doesn't want to be the coolest animal to ever exist, they can make a wisdom saving throw to resist, but obviously save it to yourself and turn into a whistling wolf when you're attracted to someone. Or just tell them you like them, ask about mutual interests, and hope they feel the same way. That's probably the better way to do it. 9th level bards can learn 5th level spells. Mislead creates an illusory duplicate of yourself where you're standing. You can also move it around and look through its eyes. Obviously, if you get shot by a Tommy gun, you just die. But if your duplicate gets shot by a Tommy gun, that would just be hilarious. And then the bad guys would have to reload, and you can hit them with a large size hammer you conjured into existence. That's also hilarious. 10th level bard is one of my favorite levels in the game. I mention it every time I get here, but folks, it's so good. You get expertise in 2 more skills. How about sleight of hand and athletics for more bamboozlery and shenanigans? Your inspiration die bumps up to a d10 too, but that's not enough. We need to use my favorite level to grab my favorite spell with magical secrets, which lets you grab spells from any list in the game. Haste doubles a creature's movement speed, adds 2 to their AC, gives them advantage on dexterity saving throws and an extra action to dash, disengage, hide, use an object, or make another attack. We won't be getting extra attack on this build because I want you to be a little more creative, but if you really just want to hit stuff, pop this spell and also dart around like a blur. When the spell ends, you have to take a round off of actions and reactions, but you'll either have a whole room cleared or be miles away by then. No worries. Summon Beast conjures a special beast. The stat block is in Tasha's like the animated object, so check it out and bring your dog to work. 11th level bards get 6th level spells, and Irresistible Dance is the bardiest spell in the game, forcing a creature to start dancing. When they dance, they have to use their whole movement to tap their toes. They have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, attack rolls, and creatures have advantage attacking them. They can make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each turn and when they take damage, but your charisma modifier is capped off, so they'll be dancing like they've never danced before. Then they'll never dance again. Call that George Michael Cimbello. All 4 of you who got that joke are going to think it's very good. 12th level bards get another ability score improvement. Start working your dexterity for better AC, so you get better at dodging hits, though your charisma might be better for avoiding hits. Just tell people it's duck season. This also kind of works for a Bugs Bunny build, by the way, if you want to use that new rabbit folk race. 13th level bards get 7th level spells. Regenerate heals a creature for d8 plus 15 HP instantly, and another 1 HP per round for an hour. It even restores missing limbs. You could get flattened by a steamroller and bounce back by blowing into your thumb. That's a pretty serious healing factor. 14th level creation bards get creative crescendo, letting you make a number of creations equal to your charisma modifier as long as only one of them is maximum size. Maximum size is huge now, by the way, but the rest can be small or smaller, and you're no longer restricted by the amount an object costs. So you could make a 15 by 15 foot diamond if you're into that sort of thing. You also get 2 more magical secrets. Mage armor makes your AC 13 plus your dexterity modifier when you're not wearing armor for 8 hours, pretty much just the best light armor you can get. And counterspell shuts down spells of 3rd level or lower automatically, and higher level spells with a charisma check of 10 plus the spell's level. With your capped charisma, that's pretty darn good, but it's gonna get cartoonishly good next level. 15th level bards can learn 8th level spells, and yeah, I pair glibness with counterspell together a lot. It's really good, don't at me. Glibness sets your minimum you can roll on a charisma check to 15 for an hour, which means that your counterspells just automatically shut down every single spell at 3rd level. Fireballs don't hit you. Lightning bolts don't hit you. Meteor swarms don't hit you. Nothing hits you except attack rolls, but there isn't a spell that makes you straight up invincible. Your bardic inspiration die caps out at a d12 now though, so you've got that going for you. 16th level bards get another ability score improvement. Keep pushing your dexterity up. Nobody is gonna hold you unless you want them to. 17th level bards get 9th level spells. True Polymorph lets you turn a creature into another creature of equal to or lesser challenge rating than their current level. That means that you could be a dragon, a demon, a ferret, a genie, an awakened tree, anything of challenge rating 17 or lower now and 20 or lower by the end of things. You could also turn an object into a creature of challenge rating 9 or lower for even more animated object shenanigans, or turn a creature into a lamp if they fail a wisdom saving throw. It's a wild, wild, wild spell, and you're a wild, wild, wild person. 18th level bards get our last set of magical secrets. Remember when I said there wasn't a spell to make you invincible? I lied. Finish the video before you leave corrective comments. Invulnerability makes you immune to damage for up to 10 minutes, depending on your concentration. For every other chaotic thing you want to do, grab Wish. Wish lets you cast any spell of 8th level or lower automatically, and do literally anything else with a pretty harsh penalty. If you do anything other than the 8th level or lower spell, you're going to take 1d10 necrotic damage per spell for every spell you cast until you take a long rest. Strength drops to 3 for 2d4 days, though you can remove a day of that by resting. And there is a 1 in 3 chance you never get to cast the spell again. Good thing, you have 2 other completely busted 9th level spell options, so go nuts and do literally anything you can think of. 19th level bards get our last ability score improvement, letting us cap off our dexterity modifier just in time to start multiclassing. Our capstone is the 1st level of rogue because it's better than the 20th level ability of bard. You get another skill like intimidation, I guess. It could be scary if you fight a living god who wants to treat the world like their own weird Looney Tunes fanfic. You also get expertise in 2 more skills. That's really what I'm here for, making your persuasion and intimidation plus 17, so the minimum you can roll on charisma checks with glibness is 32. Your final ability is sneak attack. Add a d6 of extra damage to 1 attack per round if you have an ally within 5 feet of the person you're attacking, or advantage on the roll. It's not a lot right now, but don't worry, you'll still have plenty of tools. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you can be any creature of challenge rating 20 or lower. You can also create any non-magical object that fits in a 15-foot cube. You can also do literally anything you want with Wish. That's a lot of 9th level stuff, but there's just so much creativity you can do before that as well. For weaknesses, you can do anything. Before that, I guess your intelligence is low. Feeble mind could rip your mask off. Your wisdom isn't greed either, so someone could just hold person you in place. Finally, someone could just wish you died. Oh, except you can do literally everything, including auto-blocking spells with counterspell and glibness. So bring the chaos. Do anything you want. Though really, if you want to do anything in D&D, why don't you just DM? Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon to vote for Poe or Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.